guys. Let's have the conversation. Yeah, okay, let's start. Let's get into it. Let's get into the jiggies of things.
Okay. How does it feel to be Miss Namibia?
Oh, wow. I was starting there.
How does it feel?
I think like it's a question that I really want to know, like to be in that position.
I mean, everything has its highs and its lows. So what I focus on is just what I can do with the platform for me, my community, and just for the organization as well, for the next girl. So, yeah.
It's nice to be on the other side of it for a change, yeah.
But what did you do? Like, were you... I just want to know. Were you required to like engage in civil work and hugging people?
Yeah, I mean, I was, but I wanted a pandemic. But I feel like we can have this conversation like full on after, you know, the 26 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, Chicken, give us the first question.
Okay, I'll give you the first question.
Okay. This is so exciting.
It's not far from what I was asking. Define happiness.
Oh.
Nadja.
Oof, that's something I feel like everybody has their own individual answer. I don't think there's one like complete definition of what happiness is. That's like my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the definition is individualized.
But what is yours?
It's personal. What is mine? Good question.
Tough one. Eh?
Yeah. I think it's being content with what I have at this very moment. Yes, there are always dreams. You can always do better. You can always go bigger. You know, but am I content with what I have and with who I am at this very moment?
I agree with you.
And am I appreciating what I have? I think that is happiness.
I feel you.
And that can be in any situation. You know, like you can be put in a very, you know, in an economic crisis. You can still find happiness.
Happiness is gratitude.
Yeah, being grateful. I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
What is your definition?
I think it's being yourself. Yeah, being yourself is... Because if you don't love yourself, then you can't be happy. So I think it starts from you being yourself, discovering yourself, loving yourself more. Then that's how you start to, you know, to be happier. Like for example, in my instance, I have to, before I go out, people always ask me, why do you wear like this? So I need to appreciate myself first in the mirror, like Zulu today, this stuff.
That's true.
So which means I need to reflect on myself, like, I'm this, then that makes me happy, I think.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
For me, Lil Wayne said it in 3 words, but I don't want to go into it. Yeah.
Okay.
If my bank account has got money, I'm content.
That's another thing. Where people are like, money can't buy happiness.
I beg to
I think to a certain extent, it can, because it takes away all, you know, this unnecessary like difficulty and stress and strain on relationships and marriages and friendships and.
But I think one of the problems with our perception about money is that, especially when it comes to issues that we want to solve, we always assume that is the solution to the problem. But I think sometimes as a community, we need to apply ourselves and not just always look for money around, because some of the expertise we look for is right amongst us.
But weren't we conditioned to think that way?
But I think like with conversations like this, you could sort of change perceptions. I think we need to take responsibility. I think happiness is also taking responsibility.
I truly agree with all of you, like what you just said. I also think that being happy is being grateful for what you have. I also think it's just being your authentic self. And I mean that notion of like, can money buy happiness? I think people that say that it can't, it's people that have experienced probably loneliness. That's how I would be able to relate it, because in 2019, like I was thriving. Okay, I was thriving. I visited 7 countries in 1 year. Okay, so, but I was so lonely. I was so lonely because I didn't have anyone to experience it with. And I think I think they draw it from there. They stimulate it from there, as in like money can buy you happiness because the more money you have, the more problems you have. But no, it's your narrative. Like you control that narrative as well. So.
I don't want to be that guy on TV saying money isn't everything, but I'm broke.
Yeah.
No. And plus also I don't want to be heartbroken while I'm broke. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's also about accessing money because as you are saying, there's money that you feel that can solve problems. And there's money that is too much for problems.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
But if you can access certain funds to run your errands, I think it also better changes the
Your
situation.
basic necessities.
Exactly.
It's how you use your money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
So
Okay.
I think that's what makes happiness.
What is your definition though? I don't think you've given one.
I mean, when I think happiness, I think the color yellow.
The bright.
Just like the
sunshine.
warmth. I feel like happiness is warmth for me. It's just doing what I love to do. Like when I have that creative juices, I think that's how I would define happiness when I'm creative.
Now that while you're talking, I'm thinking of a sunflower.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like yellow, sunflowers, the sun.
That's very
It's like happiness. It's how I would define
Yellow
happiness.
is actually the psychological color for happiness.
For happiness.
Really? Okay. Maybe we should get into the next question.
one. Oh, please be good. Who or what makes you happy and why?
Who or what?
Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
My kids happy. Wow. When I see my kids happy, I'm totally happy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a love that you will only be able to experience once you have it yourself.
Yeah.
I think for me it's being in a better space, like in a space where I don't have so many problems. The environment it's not too toxic because I mean we live in different environments and with different people.
Yeah.
But I mean if the energy is high and it's beautiful, I think that makes me more happy. And as I say, Chelete, hey. If you see me say it, just
I see the way you walk. Then tell this one got paid.
Yeah, so I think it's the environment mostly I look at, and once you have people that are happy, and that's why I always allow the happiness to happy people to be in my space, and that think positive, because if there are negative people in the space, then it becomes, a bit, not nice. So
Okay, that's also how I think about you as a person. Like when I see you, I just think positivity.
Makes sense.
Because I've never experienced anything where even if I see you sad, I'll be worried. But I feel like for me it's different. Like with money, I get a lot of anxiety. Like I get a lot, even like just 5,000. I'm like, what are we doing? This is like a lot of money. But like, what makes me happy? I would say, like, I was even thinking about it now. Dogs. Dogs. I am such a dog person. Like, if I could have like a house, like my house, and then the next house is just for my dogs, I would be that person.
I think I found my soulmate.
Yeah. I am obsessed. Not
I think you should
obsessed
come
a bit
visit
much,
me.
but like I get a bit too. Like I always have to tell myself, Chelsea, you cannot just go around petting people's dogs.
Yeah.
That's like how I would define.
I think you should come visit Benjamin.
I literally follow him on Instagram now. So she has a page for her dog.
Oh, wow. Okay, follow him.
yeah, I hope you follow us back.
Guys, he's so funny. I just
Yeah,
had
he
to. I have to share him with the world because he brings me happiness.
Yeah.
So I want to share that happiness with other people because yes, pets give me so much joy.
I want to share like something interesting about my relationship to dogs, because I also have that kind of relationship. Is my totem is the dog clan. So in my tradition we have different totems, and I'm on Kwanambwa, which is the dog clan, and it's like it gets closer to me in that sense. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Are you also dogs?
Me growing up, at home, my brother loves more dog than I. Yeah, so for me, we are okay. We are like, you're there, I'm here.
But don't come any closer.
No, with animals, I love more plants more than animals.
Okay.
Yeah, so growing up, we used to take care of the plants more. So dogs came in the picture after a while, so it was not really my interest. But it's so cool that when you look at, for example, how the animals behave, and when you look at them, like when we go around with friends, when there are dogs bugging me, I'm like, guys, don't run. Look at the dog in the eye, like, hey, all these kind of things. I'm like, relax, and then the dog becomes more friendlier. So I'm like, it's more of looking at how things behave, and that's how.
You mentioned something really interesting, and I think often we say we look at the conditions in which we live, and then we complain a lot.
Yes.
But with the different schools and stuff, just a simple change in environment and making things a bit more accessible. If a child is studying, say, chemistry, for example, you give him an opportunity to experience what it actually looks like in a lab. Changes a lot. So I really appreciate you mentioning the idea of the environment. If we look to creating the environment for our families, for our communities, for our dogs, for our kids, I think things just start to move in so many nice ways.
I think for me, quickly defining what happiness means to me, or being happy, is actually doing what I love and not what society tells me is okay. You know, the whole, like, once again, like going back to the education system. If you don't go to university, then you'll be a failure. What, right? I did all that, and it doesn't give me happiness. What makes me happy is pageantry.
Winning.
Coaching, seeing people grow emotionally and mentally, and being creative. That's what
Can you guys
makes me
think
happy.
about, like, can you guys think about, like, a person that makes you happy? Like a human being?
My husband.
Okay.
My family is wild, yo.
Maybe that favorite cousin. You don't have a favorite cousin?
I have, of course. I have my brother, and you know, it's wow.
It's really wow.
My family is quite wild, so you cannot.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly. So it's like we are one. So they make me happy. Whenever I'm always around them.
I think besides my kids, last year was like a different kind of year. Like, we lost so many people. Like, some of my favorite people, like, completely just faded with 2021. And I guess my kids always take the cake, but there's still a lot. Even to suicide, I think it's been worse. Like, the one guy I've spent most of my school life with shot himself in 2020. You know, so that's I guess we're just at the point at the time where the most important thing is your mental health. Because so much has happened so fast and is happening. I dare you to go to Ukraine, go and study.
But what do you think, how can we improve our mental health? Which is
a lot of people try to solve their problems from the outside in. And you have to solve your problems from the inside out.
You try to change everything else, and then you look at yourself.
Okay.
But you need to realize that you can only change everything outside once you've worked
on the inside.
Because your perspective might also change. And I think the most important thing is talking about it. I think that's where we need to start.
Exactly, opening up.
Talking about and saying that, you know, I've struggled with mental health. I'm sure we all did.
I'm struggling with mental health.
And to kind of like normalize that, especially for the younger generation and the older generation. You know, like saying that it's okay not to be okay. But then what now? And I think that's what our country is really, really struggling with, is we don't have a lot of facilities. You know,
we don't have a facility.
We don't really have a facility. I mean, like,
that's
states,
government owned.
I'll tell you, there's one thing. There are facilities. There are social workers. Everything is there. I mean, it's a matter of, do they go to work? Do they have the resources to get their job done? Are they accessible? Is the government decentralized enough that if I live in Luderet, I can get access to this? Or do I have to go to Windhoek?
And are people educated to know that there are people like that out there? And where do you even start? Like, who do you contact?
You'll be very surprised. There are very, very good programs, but it's like almost designed for a certain group of people that you can even own a rhino. You know that? You can go to Waterberg, get a baby rhino, purchase it, and watch it grow. There's a service like that. There's so many things happening with our government that we don't know.
I literally
And you
just had a
won't
deja
know
vu.
because the people who are in this place, they don't give you access to that
information.
So you have to spend like at least hours in a ministry before you can find the programs that work for you.
Oh, wow.
So which means
question though, but yeah.
So the challenge is access of information,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And
Decentralization of essential services.
yeah. So I think also, you know, when this topic came up, I'm thinking back home. I'm like, you see, growing up, you are not. I didn't have the time to be with my parents and talk about my problems. So I think also we need to step back and look in how we came up and create those channels and also speak through our parents, because the challenge we have right now is there's a gap between our parents and us. So we need to close that gap where we need to reinforce again, go back to the roots, reinforce all these things. We have radio. Get the message out on radio. A lot of people listen to radio. Make the parents understand.
I think the youth is also numb. The youth is numb. If I go to Tura, I drive to Tura every day. Like I live this side, but I drive there every day. Here by Zimbabwe. I'm very open about where I live, how I am, the things I do. It's very easy for me. But when I go there on a weekend and there's a Man United game playing, that's 2 full hours spent on something that has nothing to do with you. I'm not saying don't enjoy football. I'm saying, you know, if you really complain to the government that football in Namibia is not thriving, but you're not investing in buying an African Stars t-shirt or a Zulu Boy socks. I mean, the real question is, where are we spending our money and our time?
Well, we are here to talk about happiness. So, let's get into the next question.
Okay, great. Okay, what can you do to bring more happiness into the world?
Ooh, I like that one.
More happiness,
More happiness. More sunflowers, ne?
Yeah, more sunflowers in the color yellow on every building.
I feel you. I'll tell you what I do. I get paid for it though, so don't assume it's a pro bono thing.
Okay.
I go to different schools and I teach civic education. Like, I want to Namibian youth to understand their relationship with their country and what sovereignty means. Because, you know, you are a sovereign state and that's where the country begins. And that's what I do. So far, I've probably done 200. I don't know. We'll do more. We'll do more.
I think it can be quite impactful, because I remember, I don't know, not being proud to be Namibian when I was in high school. Because we've never been taught to be proud. You know, like you always looked at America or Europe or whatnot, but you never looked at what you have here, right? And I think that can bring a lot of happiness, being content with being a Namibian and being in this beautiful country. National identity, exactly, and seeing what beauty Namibia holds, you know.
Look around you.
You know, I'm glad that we at the time where we are opening up, we're at the time where we are getting to understand things. I think what could help us as our future or bring more happiness into the world is, as I said, we came from a different generation. We are heading to a different generation. But as young and open-minded young, I think it's our time now to open up doors for all these young kids, to open up opportunities for these young kids. That's what you are doing right now, is what you guys are doing right now.
That's what we all are doing.
Exactly. So we need to go to schools. We need to make the people understand. We need to talk to our parents, because they look at us and say, oh, Chelsi is on TV now. And you go talk to someone's parents, like, oh my God, I was talking to Chelsi now. She'll understand you more. You understand? So I think we are at a time where we need to make our people understand, open up. And I think once we start opening up people's heart, it will brighten up the world.
And I think just making a difference in that little corner. I think people always feel like, oh, making a difference, you have to like be huge. Like you don't have to. Just making that little difference in that little corner that you have is already bringing happiness.
And I think just giving somebody a smile while you walk by.
Why are
being supportive. You know, like.
But my argument is, if you are Namibian and you are not angry, then you must be schizophrenic or bipolar. No, seriously.
But it is a thing that I talked to somebody else yesterday, is that we as Namibians, we're very critical and we're very bitter at times. And I think we as millennials, we need to step out of this and we be like, you know, we all have a space in this world and we can all be successful in our own little paths, and we don't need to break somebody else down for us to succeed, you know. And I actually learned that at Miss Universe. That's when I saw it the first time. I was like, wow, this is phenomenal. This is absolutely phenomenal. And I think that's what we need to instill within our hearts and the people around us and our children, is let's support each other, you know. Let's try and be a bit more positive. Let's smile. Let's you know, let's really care.
It's not wrong to give someone a hug when you see in the street. Give someone a hug, like, what do you want?
You know, somebody's like, how are you? Just like, I'm good. How are you? Are you having a good day? You know, if they're saying like it's bad, you're like, okay, have a good day then. You know, even if you can't help them, just
if anybody needs it more than anything, I mean, it's a Namibian.
I think it's about stepping out of your self-centeredness and actually realizing that it's not only about you.
And this is why I said earlier on that to me, responsibility also equals happiness. You know, when you have a sense of ownership in what's around you and, you know, making the changes that you want to see, that transformation should make you happy.
I think also one thing we forgot to talk about is respect. In a sense that I know we are all in different industries and we have different positions in society, but I think the most important thing that we always forget or neglect is respect. Whether you find someone cleaning, they should have respect. You should give them respect. So we should also try to make society that whether it's a child or they also have an opportunity to come up with something or say something, and you should respect it. So I think if we start to, as a nation, we start to think about stuff like that. I think it can.
I like that you say respect, and I want to like turn it around again into the inside and make it self-respect.
Having respect for yourself.
And on that note, I think we are ready for the last question.
Last question.
How about now?
It can be.
It can be. Look at this guy.
Punchlines.
We're like waiting for.
How about now? About the things that we discussed today, about happiness, about how, why.
I think it's all coming down to being human again. Reminding ourselves that we're all human, that we all feel, that we all experience the world, that we all have different perceptions of the world, and that is okay, and that we all should give our little droplet to make this world a better place. Yours is educating the youth. Mine, for example, is going more into the psychology direction, teaching people coping skills, coping strategies, healthy coping strategies, and tools to improve their life and their mental health, right? You using your social media to make such a big difference, you know?
Thank you.
So we're all doing something, you know? And I think we should just continue that. We shouldn't always look at, as you said, like at the bigger picture. We always think so big about, okay, if I want to make a change, I need to like raise $5 billion, and I need to do this gala, and I need to build this orphanage, and I need to do this and that. But happiness starts within yourself, and that causes a ripple effect, and it just spreads.
I agree.
I think how about now is we start this change now, because most of the time we always think, oh, 2020, 2030,
we always think, I'll start Monday.
Why can't you just start now? Because when you start now, it helps you develop and you become better every day. It's more like saying, I want to go to school, but then you always keep on saying, I'll start next year. But if you start now, you go for registration, it becomes, it works. So, I think we need to come to a stage where we think about proactive and do the stuff, right?
One step at a time, you know.
Now is the better time.
This is a biblical thing. I don't know where I picked it up. No, from the richest man in Babylon. So our actions are only as good as our thoughts and our thoughts are only as good as our understanding. So what we consume is really important, right? So I think we, the youth, I'm not youth anymore, guys. Like,
You're young.
we focus a lot of our attention on things that don't matter.
Yes.
And right now, it's a very good time. Like, if you want to be successful, you need to study success. If you want to be a doctor, you need to study about that. Whether it's like on YouTube, you can learn a lot. If you want to be kind, you can study kindness. You know, everything can be improved. So just understand it, you know, and realize that your actions are driven by what you consume. That's why I don't have Netflix yet.
Let's not start with TikTok.
But I think, how about now? I think it's very important to, when we think about that question, we try and encourage each and every person that we want to inspire in our lives not to look at the media as the only option to put out whatever they want to put out into the world. And I think it's been such, even like when you guys talk about 2030, it's like, it's this narrative that was portrayed for us to be like, oh, we're looking forward to that, but what are we looking forward to now? What is happening now? Yes, we know about the goals, but what is happening in 2022?
It's living in the moment, harnessing what we have right now, because we'll never get this back.
I have this line that we are like a human rights generation, but I think it's time to be a human responsibilities generation. I think that's really important. No, thank you guys. This was amazing. This was truly amazing. Thank you for sharing and being
I like all the brains.
And being human.
I think one last thing that I can say is just for us to really love ourselves first and think of the impact that we have right now in society, because I know sometimes when you do stuff you just feel people are not looking at that, but I think
slow motion is better than no motion.
You don't know who you're inspiring. You don't know who you're inspiring.
You just have to
keep going.
Live.
Live, enjoy it. Smile, man.
Just be the sunflower.
The sunflower, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that was it from us. I'm kidding.
We'll be right back.
Chelsi Shikongo.
After that.